been talking a lot with my sisters about perception and how we perceive the world and how we think individually. And, well, what the fuck, that's pretentious. So I don't visualize things. I don't visualize them. When I close my eyes, I just see like various shadows and shapes and amorphous colors, and I have no control over them. I don't visualize. It's mind sight blindness, or mind's eye blind, I think is what they call it. So the point of that being, I'm never exactly sure what I'm going to be drawing at any minute. um, and I and I've learned that if I try to stare at the thing too long before making an action, I just never make a move, and it doesn't really matter how long I stare at it. It's always going to be different from what I think in my head, because it is just thinking. I'm not really seeing it. I'm just thinking in words, narrating it. So I knew I wanted to make the genderqueer flag for my sister, but I didn't know it was going to come out like this. I'm a millennial, so I do in fact remember a time before the internet and smartphones, and what I did for entertainment as a child was read art books and photography books. We had tons of them growing up around the house, and they had everything from modern art to up close pictures of the David. Those books interested my high school friends most of all. Anyway, when you tend to, oh, what is that? What am I doing? See, I said I wouldn't fiddle, and then I started fiddling with it. I like that it doesn't blend. There was a moment in art class in high school. I remember it so clearly. I still have the painting. It was of Stonehenge at sunset, and I wanted it to be a turbulent sky, so I made sure that the colors weren't really blended, but sort of streaks and blocks. And my art teacher told me to blend it. And I remember feeling a lot of umbrage about that and being like, no, I want to go for the chunky look. And this has that sort of chunky, blocky type of blending that I really quite enjoy. I think it gives it a sense of immediate depth without me having to do a lot of work. It's good to do things that make you happy. The process of doing them makes you happy. And the process of painting makes me happy. So when I sit down to be like, I want to paint this thing, I start to think about how will I paint it in a way that will keep me happy throughout. Make sure that I capture the angry expression. That's very important to the whole owl business. And it's mostly in the eyebrows, and I think I got it. I think I got it. His eyes are very fluffy, so normally I like the paint a little bit wetter, but I'm trying to sort of utilize the sticky acrylic-y-ness of it. And then when we get to the body, I'll start, probably around here, I'll start to be making sort of downward strokes like that, to get more of the sort of softer, downy feathers, but these ones are kind of fluffing outward. So, trying anyway. We'll see how it goes. If you have very sticky acrylic paints and you're trying to get like a nice thin smooth line, get a little bit of water and smooth out the paint. And that's gonna help it. It's sort of, if you were doing oils, you'd use paint thinner. But since we're not doing oils, we're doing acrylic, we can just use some water and that'll thin it out. Not too much, or else the pigment won't stick. I've got yellow on my pinky. Gotta be careful about that. Gotta make sure not to. I can't talk. This work is so delicate. I feel like I can't even breathe. Oh, yes. Yes. I am pleased. I am pleased with this. Okay, let's get this other eye. Let's not get cocky. Yeah. We need a little bit of fuzz fur. Yeah, that is one angry looking owl. I've done a couple of studies of the owl of this particular owl, this particular reference image in watercolor. And while they were decent, some of my better watercolors, they were nothing that I wanted to hang up on the wall. I'm still in that phase where I'm producing a lot of things that I could have. I'll probably eventually burn them. Just because they're not anything I really want to keep. And unlike acrylics, where if you don't like it, you can just paint over it. If you don't like a watercolor paper, well, actually, the idea that I had was I'd get all of my watercolor paper and then make new watercolor paper out of my old watercolor paper. That was a project that I was thinking of doing. But my main point was, this is going really well. I like it. It is much better than any watercolor attempt that I've made of this owl. So, I'm quite pleased with that.